Hello and welcome to the Joinery Business Podcast. Today on the show we have on Claire Marie, who is our marketing, content, and team lead over at the Marketing Joint. And today we're talking a bit more about social media and how you can utilize your joinery business's marketing tactics to really take advantage of social media. What are the differences between Instagram and Facebook or LinkedIn, for example? How can you really utilize these platforms and what are they good for? Getting your head around social media as a joinery business owner can be really difficult, especially with Instagram and Facebook and even Twitter being so different from one another. Learning the intricacies and the specifics around these social medias can be really hard. And so today we really wanted to hone in on that aspect of marketing. What are analytics and what's a proper way to really create engaging content for your social media? If you have any questions about today's episode, be sure to jump on over to the Joinery Business Hub on Facebook. Now, without further ado, let's jump into today's episode.
I'm here with Claire Marie from the Marketing Joint. Now, Claire is the manager and basically the impetus behind the success of the Marketing Joint. And we're here to talk about some of the strategies we use on social media with our clients. Welcome, Claire.
Thank you. Hi, guys. Thanks for having me on another episode of the pod. I'm excited to be here.
So, Claire, tell us a little bit about some of the strategies we use at the Marketing Joint from a social media aspect and, how they kind of pan out to create leads for our clients.
I will do. I'll probably will do for the whole call today. So first thing that I think is so important in our social media strategy and something we do for all of our clients, whether they're commercial, residential, is firstly understanding your audience. So, so important. Know who your target audience is and tailor all of your content to them. So, be idealistic, be super, you can think of it as like a manifestation exercise. Who is my ideal client in a perfect world? Who's the people that I want dealing with my business? And then how can we make content that speaks to them and that's perfect for them?
So it's like, how do we cut through the noise?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of sameness out there on social media, isn't there? Like, here's a picture of our kitchen. Here's a picture of our kitchen. Here's a picture of our kitchen. Contact me if you'd like a kitchen. Here's a picture of our kitchen. How do we cut through that sameness, right?
Exactly. And, it comes down to the actual content as well as, our branding. What are we saying in the captions? How easy is it for this person to reach out to us if they wanted to? And is everything then speaking to that person that we want to talk to? Yeah. So, if we're looking at it from kind of like a, run of the mill, and I shouldn't say run of the mill because every single business is so different in what they do. But if we're looking at it, from a residential perspective of people who, a cabinet maker who would prefer to do, kitchens or full homes of joinery, where are these people living? Who exactly are these people? What is the ideal price that you're charging them? What even is the style of kitchen that they're looking for? Do you want to go with really, luxurious builds? Are you looking
modern?
Yeah. Be super specific. Do you want to work just with them? Do you want to work with builders and designers? What types of builders and designers do you want to work with? Give us some examples, and from that, we can really tailor beautiful content from that. Okay. So I think that is absolutely number one, understanding your audience, knowing who they are. I think number two is making sure we're super consistent and making sure that the quality is there. So, it's easy to say, be consistent, make sure you're posting X number of times a week, but there's no point in doing that without number one and without having the knowledge of the quality and having really high quality, beautiful content. So, what does that mean? That could be a place where a lot of people get stuck because they don't have knowledge and understanding of marketing. You can, manifest your ideal audience, you know who they are, amazing, great, I've got that, I know that. How am I going to actually then make content that speaks to them?
That consistency thing is really important, isn't it? Because if we think of, well, I'm going to go and buy some tiles today. Who's the first tile guy that you think of?
Oh, I don't know.
National Tiles. Who's the guy?
National Tiles. Sorry.
And because it's like at least every week, if not every day, you hear him somewhere.
True.
National Tiles.
I don't.
But it's consistent, right? It's he's just there. So he's now become part of your mindset.
That's exactly right. Like roof seal. If you want to fix your roof seal, because he's had that commercial. It's on TV. It's on socials. It's on the radio. you know exactly where to go if you need your roof sealed.
So niching is important, and being consistent with that message is important. What are some of the other strategies we look at on social media that have had a real impact on our industry?
Strategies, I think something that we always speak about is, you know, having that attraction-based marketing approach and really trying to create content that is going to reel back that audience. So understanding your audience and then creating that attraction-based marketing that's going to speak directly to them, but then also engaging with them. So that is what I had as my number 3, which is engagement.
Nice.
So making sure that, you know, you're fostering that engagement with your audience, responding to messages, responding to comments, tagging people that are in your industry. So if you've done a gorgeous build and you've worked with all of these suppliers, you might have worked with these builders, you might even tag, you know, the person who is going to be living in this home or enjoying this. And then from that, it's going to get shared to all of their audiences. You might have people commenting that you've never met that could be, you know, opportunities for growing your network or opportunities for future sales. So I think, you know, if you're consistent and you've got beautiful content, and you might schedule this up months in advance, or you might be working with an agency who schedules this all up for you, but there's no engagement and there's no follow-up, it can kind of make the brand feel a little bit devoid of life and lack that personal touch as well.
I think it's like, even as we're talking about it, it just hits me again how important this is, because I think it's so true that before people are prepared to make contact with someone that they're going to buy a kitchen from or have their house joinery done from, if you can demonstrate how you're going to interact with them, like what that experience is going to be like, then they're more likely to trust you more.
Yeah.
Right. And that's that engagement part that you're talking about, where if they can see across your social media how you're engaging with your audience. I'm going to throw a little bit of a bomb on the table as well. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say that I recommend, or I hope, that everybody has a bad review at some point.
Yeah.
Which
I know what you're going to say.
Sounds really weird, right? But most people are going to go, I hope I never have a bad review. And I go, no, the reality is most people are smart and they know that you're not going to be 100%. Nobody is. But what they really want to know is, when you're not 100%, when the shit hits the fan and something goes wrong, what do you actually do? How do you deal with that?
Yeah.
Are you blamey? Are you finger pointy? Do you create, bad vibes with your customer? Or do you take it on the chin and do you deal with it properly? If you can demonstrate to your target audience that even when the worst thing happens in a bad review, you deal with it in a very professional way, what a great way to build trust and value again.
Absolutely. Yeah, I knew exactly what you were going to say as soon as you said, I hope someone gets a bad review, because that's something I've done with businesses that I want to be a part of. You go to Google reviews and you click straight to one. I want to see worst case, what's going to happen.
Fives are easy, right? That's your friends network giving you fives. That's, that doesn't matter. What matters is the low reviews. What'd you do with those?
Yeah. And there's the option of not replying at all, having absolutely no engagement, and that looks terrible as well. Or replying and being an absolute rat, blaming it on them, saying, you are actually really awful to work for. I'm glad you hate your kitchen.
What a great way to destroy your business in one fell swoop, right?
So yeah, absolutely. Making sure we're engaging with our audience is so important, so huge.
Yeah. What other strategies do you want to talk about here today?
I think also leaning into that engagement and how we can build that kind of parasocial relationship without actually speaking to our client would be getting behind the camera and actually engaging with them in a passive way. Yeah. So by going on live, by creating a video, you could even do like a Q&A series. If you find yourself getting the same 5-10 questions from all of your customers, how can I get a quote from you? How can I get in touch with you? How, what's the process like if I'm building a kitchen with you? You can get behind the camera and say, hi, it's Claire from Claire's Joinery. I'm going to be telling you about, how you can get a quote with us and how you can envision your beautiful kitchen with us. And I'm going to tell you about it in, less than 1 minute. I'm just going to, get some courage, take a shot beforehand, get behind the camera, do a quick little video. I don't drink, so I don't know why I'm saying that, but do a quick little video and, pop that up on Reels, pop that up on Facebook Live even, And that way, if you're going to get these future questions in the past, you can say, oh, hey, great to hear from you. Here's actually a video that I recorded about this. And people are going to feel like they know you. They're going to feel like you're personable, you're safe, and they'll be probably a little bit further down that journey to making a sale with you. And it's created, you've put in effort one time and you've saved yourself answering the same question over and over again.
Yeah. It's so true, because we have a strategy that we like everybody to follow, which is, how do we get people to book a call? How do we get their clients to just use the book a call? And one of the reasons that won't work is people really just want to know more about you. Yeah. They want to know more about the stuff. And what you've just said, Claire, is if we've actually answered all the questions, if we have in our marketing, in our content that goes out, if we've actually satisfied all of the questions that someone might have, then the last thing is they're going to book a call and say, okay, what's the next step?
Yep.
And so having a really smooth transition from having people see your stuff out on social media, know, like, and trust you, and you're building a high degree of trust, is going to get them to that next step, which is, booking a call, and then preferably going through the sales process and ideally becoming a paying customer.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll probably find that you're getting rid of some of those tire kickers on the way if you're answering the questions in this fun way, because they're going to know, okay, are we a good fit? Even just from a personality perspective, do I like what they're putting out? Do I like what they're talking about? And that way they're kind of further along that fit, no fit conversation when they get there.
Well, those tire kickers are going to be people that'll go, I'm going to email you a drawing. Can you just get back to me with the price?
Yeah.
And if your process says, no, I'm sorry, that's not what we do. Our process is, let's have a chat. We'll get together. We'll look at your design. And they're going to go, nah, it's too much work. I just want a price. I'm going to make a decision based on price. Great. We have actually avoided all of those people in one fell swoop. They're not even going to contact you.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Exactly.
That's, people think that marketing should direct this flood of people to you. No, actually, it's designed to filter the right ones to you and filter out the wrong ones.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to make your life 10 times easier at the end of the day. You don't have 100 people that you have to filter through. You might have 15 that are perfect.
Exactly. Your conversion rate goes up because you're only dealing with, maybe 20 leads and you're converting 17 of them.
Yeah.
Hey, Claire, what's the next strategy that you want to talk about?
The next thing that I wanted to talk about is actually the platforms that you're posting on for social media.
Perfect.
So at the Marketing Joint, we work across Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Now, what's the difference behind these three? What are the purposes behind the three? How do we know that we're putting the right content out? So, if we understand our audience, we'll probably know that they might be receptive to one or more of these platforms. If you're working in a B2B perspective, and this is really the main point I wanted to drill home here, is to not underestimate the power of LinkedIn. I think it's something that can get easily forgotten in the world of marketing. We can just say, okay, yeah, marketing's Instagram, everyone's on Instagram, that is number one. But if you're working with businesses, LinkedIn is incredibly, incredibly powerful, and especially something that Bruce does really, really well, which is LinkedIn articles. And this was actually quite new to me. I had a chat with Bruce a couple of weeks ago and he was showing me all these LinkedIn articles, and I was thinking back to when I actually applied for the job. This was the first, knowledge that I had of the Joinery Coach was Bruce's LinkedIn articles. It caused him to rank number one on Google, which is, huge in the world of SEO. He had a lot of engagement and interaction. I could see him replying to comments on there, and I could say like, oh, awesome. I can see the type of personality that this guy has from that. And I think that's something that's so, so underutilized, is the power of these incredible articles. So you can, pick a topic that's going to resonate with that audience that you've identified so clearly. Take a little bit of time to write something out. If you're not an amazing writer, you can utilize the wonderful world of AI and customize something that's going to suit your business based on what they put out for you. And, get posting on there as well. I mean, it's something that's going to last forever on your page. It's something that actually has preference above posts as well, LinkedIn articles. And it's something that isn't going to get lost in a feed. They're going to always be there front of mind for your audience. So I think that's something that's really, really huge. But also posting on LinkedIn, frequently, posting with your voice in mind, posting on your personal page, getting in touch with people, networking. I think that's something that can be really, really overlooked when we're looking at platform selection.
Claire, I can hear a lot of people listening to this right now and going, oh my God, I'm going to have to be on my phone or on my computer making all these posts. Talk a little bit about the post automation that people can get.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are a client of the Marketing Joint, we will do most of this for you. So a little plug here for us. We will post, 3 times a week across all of these platforms for you if you're one of our clients. But there is amazing automation tools out there. If you've got, say, a Sunday night, you've got some free time, you want to plan out your week, you can go in and schedule 4 or 5 LinkedIn articles for the next 5 months. And that way you've got one going out here and there for you. There's amazing automation tools. They're completely free, especially when you're looking at Facebook and Instagram. You can do it inside of Meta. It doesn't take too long. It's not too scary, not too crazy. And if you do need any help, you can reach out to us as well. I'm sure we'll be more than happy to help you out with that.
Yeah. So it was one of the game-changing things for me early on, was that I learned that I can actually buy a program or buy into a program and work at the beginning of the month and just create all my content and schedule it, and it'll just automatically going out. I used a program back then called SmarterCube. And I remember when it first really hit me, I was at a get together with some friends, and I looked at my phone, and there was an article there, like there was something going on social media that was me. Bruce just posted this. I'm going, well, no, I didn't. Oh, it's actually my program posting it for me. And it just hit me that I like automating things doesn't mean always that it's technology. It just means I'm not doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got somebody else to do it or some other thing to do it. And it was a real game changer to learn that I don't have to be posting every single thing that goes out. I can make all of them and then just schedule them to go out through that system.
Exactly. I think that is where the engagement does come into it and does be a little bit important. So I do want people to be on their phones at least a little bit of the time, just to reply to people and make sure that you are engaging on the content that you are putting out. But it does not mean you have to be tied to it 24/7. We've got such amazing, amazing tools to do a lot of it for us.
Yeah. Let's talk briefly about Google Analytics. So a lot of people have a website and they might not even know that they can, for free, they can check the analytics of their website. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about Google Analytics and how it can be used to analyze the effectiveness of the website, so that you might have traffic going to your website and then you're going, well, I'm not getting, my website isn't doing anything for me. You hear that a lot. With the analytics, we can actually see where people are going and the bounce rate. I'll talk a little bit about how we use analytics to make those decisions.
So Google Analytics is a super, super awesome tool. It's completely free, which is one of the best parts about it, because a lot of people can pump a lot of money into these analysis systems that are going to give them a report. I love that about Google Analytics, is that they've got it all for you there, completely free. And from this, you're able to track all the clicks on your website, all the traffic. But the feature that I love the most is you can see which pages are being viewed the most and the bounce rate on those pages. So if you're seeing that, let's say 500 people visited your website in this time period, and 400 of those people clicked on the About Us page, but your About Us page has no photos of the team, no team bio. It just kind of says, hey, I'm Claire from Claire's Kitchens. I've been making kitchens since 2002, and I love making kitchens. And it's got nothing to do with me.
We have the best quality. We have the best designs. We use the best hardware. It's not about you at all, right? It's about your product.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that's something that's huge. I'm getting a little bit off topic, but it's huge. The About Us page is consistently the second most viewed page other than the homepage.
Yeah.
So making sure that you are having that personability there, and you'll see that across your Google Analytics. I bet you, if you're listening to this, jump off, go onto your Google Analytics. Well, don't jump off, finish listening first, then go onto your Google Analytics, have a little search of your website and see if your About Us page is not second to your homepage, and have a look at that bounce rate.
Yeah.
Have a look and see if majority of people are spending, half a second on it and clicking off because they're not seeing what they want to see.
It is interesting, isn't it? Because it's, if you look at websites in general, as I do, I'm kind of one of those people that will often critique a website on my own. And the first thing I go to is the About Us page, because I actually want to see who is it that has this business, and why should I care about them? Because if I'm going to buy something from this business, I'm actually supporting the business. Mm-hmm. And it is, we talk about human nature and buyer trends. There's this thing where you talk about someone leading to a decision to buy something. The first thing they go through is, the person that they're dealing with, do they like them? Do they trust them? That's the person. Then the next thing they go to is, do they want to be associated with the business that this person is representing? So if they know, like, and trust the person, and the business doesn't resonate with them, they're probably going to bounce.
And I know it's going to sound, a little bit off, but we're selfish by nature. We want to make sure that this business is for me. We want to make sure that this person is for me, and what this business is putting out works okay for me. People find out about it. And that's why it's so important to be people focused in everything that you do from marketing, because when you're making your website, you're probably being a bit selfish too. You're probably saying, I do this, I'm awesome. This is all the things my business does, but you're not speaking to that person. So we kind of always have to put ourselves in their shoes when they're looking at the site. And I'm sure you'll see that reflected if you were to have a look at your analytics as well.
Awesome. And of course, there's a million other things we can do with Google Analytics, like just look at the pages that people do filter through, and how they're using the website.
The customer journey is huge. So it's really awesome. You can kind of see if people are coming to a halt at any page in particular, or if there's no way for them to reach out to you. Like if you've got like 10 different ways for them to contact you. That's a pet peeve of mine on any website. You've got a contact us page, you've got a get a quote page, you've got a phone number page, an email page, contact form. Just keep it simple. And it's something we always say, have book a call in the header of your website, have book a call on the homepage of your website, and have a book a call page. We're leading them all to the same pasture. They're all going to be clicking on the same link, and that's all trackable on your analytics. But if you've got people coming at you from 10 different platforms, not only is it going to be super, super stressful from an admin perspective, but it's going to be really hard when you're monitoring your analytics as well to see what's working well, because you might be saying like, oh, they're all working pretty well, I guess. Like everyone's calling me, got 25 emails, I've got a bunch of forms to get back to. It's not taking into account the quality, and it's not taking into account, the type of people that are going to be coming to you at the end of the day.
Yeah, that willingness to book the call really does test the effectiveness of the website, doesn't it? Because if people are willing to do that, then it's done its job. It's warm people up to a point that the next step is, I want to have a chat.
And then second to that, we also have our lead magnets on the website that we really recommend as well. So for anyone that's not ready to make that decision to book a call, you might want to have a lead magnet that speaks to them as a more cold or warm lead. And you can still nurture them, but it's going to make it way more simple if you've got, list A and list B, super, super hot leads that are booking a call, and cold to warm leads that are in a lead nurturing sequence where I'm kind of working on them, seeing if we can have that conversation, compared to, a spray all effect of, these people want a quote, these people want a kitchen, these people just want to ask me some questions. These people aren't too sure yet. I'm going to have to deal with them too. So
it's one of those missed opportunities that our industry, because of the lower level of sophistication around marketing, to put it nicely, most joinery and cabinet businesses don't even think about building a list, right? We think about one person contacted me on Facebook at one time and it didn't go anywhere. I'm going to forget about them now. And they just kind of, fade away into the ether somewhere. Whereas if we're actually building a list, that person in 6 months could very well become a client if we have a nurturing way of doing that, right? And the larger your list, the more you're able to start nurturing people through that list, because everybody's at different points in their life. It's not do it now or, you're out of my life forever sort of thing. But our industry does have a bad habit of doing that. So we only want to talk to the people that are in front of us right now. Rather than saying, wouldn't it be great if we had a list of 200 people that over the last couple of years in some way, shape or form have come in contact with us, and we can just gently stay in contact with them and nurture them along and keep producing great clients from that list.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're completely right. People might not have even got to that thought of having the list in the first place. And I'm becoming more aware that this could be seeming so overwhelming as I'm listing through all of these points of advice on what you should be doing with your marketing and your socials. But if you are feeling that way, can jump onto our website, themarketingjoint.com, drop us a line, book a call with us, because we've made it nice and simple for you. And, we'll be able to help you out if this is feeling super, super overwhelming.
Sounds like a good plan, Claire.
I hope you get a lot of great fit no fit conversations off the back of the pod.
Thanks for jumping on and doing this today. I'm sure there'll be some great takeaways for everyone.
Thanks guys.
Thanks, Claire. Cheers.